Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are taking a fascinating turn, looking away from the thousands of dollars you might think photography costs.
Yeah, we're diving straight into let's call it the bargain bin.
But it's the good bargain bin, right?
Absolutely, the good stuff. Our mission today is, well, pretty focused.
We want to show that capturing life moments, maybe starting that YouTube channel or just getting good social content, it really doesn't require breaking the bank.
That's exactly it. We've looked at a whole stack of sources covering these ultra-affordable digital cameras. We're talking around, sometimes well under $100.
Okay.
And the goal is surgical, really. We want to pull out the absolute best 4 options that give you the most features, the best value right now in 2024.
And this deep dive, it's really built for you listening. Maybe you're a content creator, a parent juggling things.
Anyone who needs good info, fast.
Exactly. We're giving you the shortcut, basically.
Yeah.
Which budget camera should you actually buy and why? Without having to read spec sheets for hours.
And what's really jumped out from the sources, I mean, it's immediately clear. The whole idea of what budget means has radically shifted.
How so?
Well, we're not talking about those, grainy photos and choppy 720p videos from 10 years back. The performance leap is just massive.
Right.
And that's kind of the first big aha moment here.
It is pretty amazing we're even having this chat, isn't it? These cameras, sub $100, they're packing features that honestly felt premium just a little while ago.
Precisely. We're seeing genuine 4K video.
4K under 100.
Yep. 4K video photo resolution climbing up to like 64 megapixels.
Wow.
And connectivity features too, like built-in Wi-Fi for transfers, even remote control sometimes. Quality photography isn't just for those with deep pockets anymore.
So it's more accessible now.
Way more accessible. It's this blend of, pretty cutting-edge tech made affordable by mass production. It's kind of shocking, really.
Okay, so if the quality bar is suddenly so much higher, what are the absolute must-haves? What should you demand in this sub-$100 camera category today?
Well, you got to start with the image itself, right? Resolution and image quality.
Okay.
The sources all confirm this huge leap, mainly thanks to cheaper, high-density sensors. A few years back, 12 megapixels was decent for budget.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, we're seeing 48 megapixels as standard, going all the way up to 64 MP in this price range.
And why does that megapixel number actually matter for someone just starting out or on a tight budget? Is it just marketing?
It's definitely not just marketing hype. Well, and not entirely. That big number gives you 2 really important things. First, obviously more detail, sharper images when you zoom in.
Right.
But second, and this is maybe more crucial for learners, flexibility.
Flexibility how?
Cropping flexibility. If you're still learning composition, maybe you didn't frame the shot perfectly.
Happens all the time.
Exactly. With high resolution, you can crop that photo pretty heavily later on to improve the framing, and you won't end up with a blurry mess. It lets you save shots you might otherwise just delete.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Salvaging the moment. But high resolution doesn't help if the picture's blurry to begin with.
Good point. Which brings us to the next big step forward. Reliable autofocus.
AF. That used to be a premium feature.
It really was. Getting actual intelligent autofocus systems in this price bracket is, well, it's a game changer. These aren't just point and hope anymore.
So how does it typically work on these models?
Usually you'll half press the shutter button, you feel that little click that locks the focus on your subject. Then you press it all the way down to take the shot, AF lock basically.
Right.
And that simple function dramatically cuts down on frustrating out of focus shots, especially if you're photographing, kids running around, pets, anything moving. It keeps things sharp.
And for all the aspiring YouTubers or TikTok creators tuning in, video's got to be a big one.
Oh, absolutely non-negotiable. And the good news is, all the top pics we looked at, they offer 4K resolution.
All of them at 4K.
Yep, 4K. Maybe at slightly different frame rates, but 4K is the standard now, even here.
So your videos look professional right out of the gate.
Exactly. They look professional, high def, and they're kind of future-proof too. They won't look instantly dated on a big TV or a high-res fan screen.
Okay, let's talk lenses. Obviously, we're not getting fancy optical zoom for under $100. What's the deal with digital zoom on these?
Right, good question. Digital zoom basically just crops into the sensor image and blows it up.
Which used to look terrible.
It often did, yeah, because the sensors weren't great. But now, because these sensors are so high resolution 48, even 64 megapixels, that digital zoom, often up to 16x, is actually Usable.
Usable how? Like genuinely clear?
Reasonably clear. Yes, look, optical zoom where the lens elements physically move, that's always going to be superior, no question.
Sure.
But this improved digital zoom gives you decent clarity for pulling in distant subjects without needing a separate, expensive lens. It's a necessary compromise at this price, and it works better than you might think.
Okay, shifting gears from the inside bits to the outside. The design, the usability features, the screen seems like a big deal in the sources.
Huge deal,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing any kind of video where you're in the shot or even just taking selfies or group photos.
You mean the flip screen?
Exactly. The 180-degree flip screen, or sometimes they rotate, it's invaluable for vloggers. You can see yourself, check your framing, make sure you're in focus. It just saves so much guesswork and reshooting.
Makes sense. And the sources mentioned IPS technology for these screens. Why is that important?
Ah, yeah. IPS stands for in-plane switching. It basically means you get better viewing angles and more accurate colors.
Okay.
So if you're looking at the screen from slightly off to the side or showing a friend the shot you just took, the image doesn't wash out or look weirdly colored. You can trust that what you see on the screen is pretty close to the actual photo.
Gotcha. Now, connectivity. We can't just rely on pulling out SD cards anymore, can we? Especially if stuff's going straight to social media.
Connectivity is, well, it's huge for workflow now. Some of these cameras, not all, but the better ones, have built-in Wi-Fi.
That lets you.
Transfer files wirelessly, straight to your smartphone. You shoot, you connect to the camera's Wi-Fi, you send the photos or videos over, edit on your phone, and post. Super quick.
That sounds like a massive time saver for social media creators.
It really is. And beyond that, another big plus is webcam functionality.
Oh, using the camera as a webcam.
Yeah. You just plug it into your computer via USB, and suddenly you've got a much higher quality video feed for Zoom calls, online classes, maybe even live streaming. It's a big step up from your laptop's built-in camera.
That's a great dual purpose feature. Okay, last key area before we get to specific models. The practical stuff like power. Battery life is always a worry, right?
The classic Achilles heel, especially for small devices. You want compact for travel, but small size means small batteries.
So you run out of juice halfway through the day.
Exactly. But the best budget cameras now tackle this head on. They often include multiple batteries right in the box.
Oh, like spare batteries?
Yep. Sometimes one spare, sometimes even two. Plus maybe a dedicated charger. It means you can actually shoot for an extended period without constantly worrying about finding an outlet. It's a smart solution for that portability trade-off.
That is a fantastic overview. It really does show how much capability is packed into this price range now. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It really is.
Right. Now for the fun part. Let's unpack the 4 specific cameras that our sources highlighted as the absolute best value propositions. Where should we start?
Let's start with the one that got tagged as the best overall value, balancing everything. That's the Deluvalu 4K digital camera DC101.
Deluvalu DC101. Okay, and the price?
An amazing $59.99, so well under our $100 ceiling.
$59.99. Wow. And does it have market proof? Are people actually buying it?
Oh yeah, the sources point to over 2,000 ratings on platforms like Amazon, averaging 4.3 out of 5 stars. So it's popular and people seem pretty happy with it.
Okay, solid. What are the core specs?
It hits all those key points we discussed. You get the 4K video, 48 megapixel photos, and that 16x digital zoom. It uses a standard CMOS sensor, which is the tech making this resolution affordable.
Right.
But the real reason it gets that best overall value nod seems to be how it caters to creators' practical needs and battery anxiety.
Ah, okay. So design-wise, what stands out?
That screen. It's got a nice, large 3.0-inch IPS screen, and crucially, it does the 180-degree flip. Perfect for vlogging, selfies, ensures you get the shot framed right. Plus, it's compact, lightweight, good for travel.
And inside. Any special features beyond the basics?
Yeah, it's more than just a simple point and shoot. It offers continuous shooting that's like 3 quick shots when you hold the button down. Good for action.
Right, capturing the peak moment.
Exactly.
Ah.
It also has built-in anti-shake, which helps a bit with steadying shots, especially video. There's a little fill light, which can be handy for close-ups and dim light.
Like for reducing shadows on faces.
Precisely. And it gives you exposure compensation control, usually a little dial, lets you manually make the picture brighter or darker. That's often the first manual control people learn.
Okay.
Plus, it throws in creative modes like time-lapse and slow motion, so you can start experimenting straight away.
And you mentioned it tackles battery anxiety. How so?
This is where the Deluvulu really shines in its package. It comes with 2 spare rechargeable batteries.
2 spares, so 3 batteries total.
3 batteries total right out of the box, and a dedicated charging station for them. That immediately triples your shooting time compared to a camera with just 1 battery. For $60, that's incredibly generous and solved a major user complaint.
That's huge value. Plus, I see it also has that webcam function via USB.
Right up, connects right up. So overall, it's just a very solid, reliable performer with good user ratings, the key vlogging screen, and that killer battery package. Great utility for the price.
Okay, excellent first contender. Let's move to the next one. You mentioned a focus on pure cost efficiency.
Exactly. This one is the Licknippy Digital Camera DC402, and it gets the title, The Best Feature Set for the Price.
Licknippy DC402. And the price is?
Get this, $49.98.
Under $50. Okay, that's the absolute lowest in our lineup then.
It is, and yet it still pulls a 4.5 out of 5-star rating from over 1,500 customers. So people are liking it despite the rock bottom price.
So what's the catch? What are you giving up to hit that $50 mark?
Well, performance-wise, surprisingly little on the core specs. You still get 4K video, 48MP photos, 16x digital zoom, and even image stabilization.
Still got the autofocus too.
Yep, that intelligent autofocus system, half press to focus, full press to shoot. The main trade-off is the screen.
Ah, okay. What about it?
It's a slightly smaller 2.8-inch screen, and critically, it's fixed. It doesn't flip out or rotate.
So no good for vlogging or easy selfies then?
Pretty much rules it out for that specific use case, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're mostly shooting landscapes or other people or just using it traditionally, maybe that screen isn't a deal breaker for the cost saving.
Right. So if the screen is the main sacrifice, what makes it the best feature set at that price? What are its unique strengths?
2 technical features really stand out, and they're quite valuable for certain users. First, it can record while charging.
Record while charging. Okay, explain why that's a big deal.
Think about using it as a webcam for streaming, or maybe recording a long lecture, or doing a really long time-lapse project.
Right, where battery life would normally cut you off.
Exactly. With this, you just plug it into a USB power source and it can keep recording indefinitely. You're not limited by the battery at all in those scenarios. That's a massive utility feature for certain kinds of content creation.
Wow. Yeah, for streamers or anyone doing long-form video, that's huge. What's the second unique point?
It's about the lens aperture. The Licknippy boasts a maximum aperture of f2.8.
f2.8. Okay, translate that for us. Why does that matter on a budget camera?
Aperture is the opening in the lens that lets light in. A lower f number, like f2.8, means a wider opening.
Wider opening means more light hits the sensor.
Which means better performance in low light. Indoors, evenings, concerts, anywhere the light isn't great, this camera will likely do a bit better than others with a smaller aperture, like maybe f3.5 or higher.
Okay, better low light. Any other benefit to that wide aperture?
Yes, an artistic one. A wider aperture also creates a shallower depth of field.
The blurry background. Bokeh.
Exactly. Now, let's be real. These fixed lens budget cameras aren't going to give you creamy professional bokeh like a DSLR.
Sure.
But that f2.8 gives you the best chance in this price bracket to get some subject separation, make your subject pop a bit from the background. For $50, getting better low light AND, a hint of bokeh potential. That's remarkable value.
That really is. And the package. Does it come with essentials?
Yep, it's a complete package too. Includes a 32 GB SD card and 2 batteries, so you're genuinely ready to shoot the moment you open the box.
Okay, so Licknippy.
Yeah.
Absolute lowest price, record while charging, best low light bokeh potential, but no flip screen. Powerful option for under $50.
Precisely. Now, moving on, let's climb the resolution ladder. Our third camera is the Camcori 4K digital camera CDC413S.
Camcori CDC413S. Trice.
This one's also tied for the lowest price, basically. $49.99.
Okay, another sub $50 contender. What makes this one special?
This one gets the title of Resolution Champion. It shares the top spot for photo resolution with our most expensive option. We're talking 64 megapixels.
64 MP, that's the highest in the group.
The highest, yeah. So if your number one priority is capturing the absolute maximum level of fine detail.
Like for big prints or if you know you crop aggressively.
Exactly that. If you're planning to print large or you really like to recompose shots by cropping heavily later, that 64MP gives you the most data to work with. This is your starting point.
And customer feedback.
Very strong. An exceptional 4.8 out of 5 stars. Now, it's from fewer reviews than the others, around 239 according to the sources, but clearly the people buying it are extremely satisfied.
Okay, 64 MP is the headline. What else is innovative here?
It has a really interesting feature aimed at dynamic shooting, especially video. A dual camera system with one button switching.
Dual camera? How does that work? Like 2 lenses on the front?
Essentially, yeah. Think of it like having a front-facing and a rear-facing sensor or view that you can instantly swap between.
Oh, I see. So you don't have to physically spin the camera around.
Exactly. Imagine you're vlogging, you're showing your face, talking.
Mm-hmm.
Then you press one button, and instantly it switches to show the viewer what you're looking at, the scenery, whatever. Then press it again to switch back to you.
That sounds incredibly useful for making more engaging dynamic videos on the fly. Much less clunky.
Minimizes editing time, too. It's a clever feature for that kind of run-and-gun content creation.
How does it feel in the hand? Is it tiny?
Actually, the sources note it's got a slightly larger, more substantial body compared to some ultra-compacts.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Potentially a good thing, especially for beginners or longer shooting sessions. That slightly larger size often means a better, more comfortable grip, leading to more stable shots than trying to hold on to something wafer thin.
Makes sense. And I heard this one comes with the most complete accessory package.
It absolutely does. This is a big win for budget buyers. In the box, you get the 32 GB SD card, 2 batteries, a modern USB-C cable, which is nice to see, a protective storage bag, and a lanyard.
So literally everything you need to start shooting immediately. No hidden extra costs.
0 extra costs for the basics. That's fantastic value.
And does it offer room to grow? Any advanced controls?
Yes, quite a few. It provides manual adjustments for things like white balance, ISO sensitivity, different metering options, stuff you usually find on more expensive cameras.
So you can learn the ropes of manual control on this $50 camera.
You absolutely can. It means the camera stays useful even as your skills improve beyond just point and shoot. You're getting a 64 MP sensor and learning tools for under $50. That's pretty compelling.
Okay, Cam Corey. Tied lowest price, highest resolution 64 MP, innovative dual camera switching, most accessories, good manual controls, very strong contender, especially if resolution is paramount.
Definitely. All right, finally, our 4th camera. This one sits at the top of our budget range, but brings a key modern feature. It's the Buffy Poo 4K digital camera DC-103.
Buffy Poo DC-103, and the price here.
This one comes in at $69.99.
Okay, so about $20 more than the Leknapian Cam Corey. Still well under $100, though.
Still very much budget-friendly, and interestingly, it boasts the highest satisfaction rating in the entire roundup. A stunning 4.9 out of 5 stars.
4.9, wow. People must really love it. So what justifies that extra $20? What's the killer feature?
One word, connectivity, specifically built-in Wi-Fi.
Ah, okay. So this is the only one in the group with native Wi-Fi.
It's the only one. You download their free app called ViPulse, works on Android and iOS, and boom, wireless transfer straight from camera to phone.
That completely changes the workflow for social media, doesn't it?
Totally. Shoot, transfer instantly, edit on your phone, post. No messing with cables, no pulling the SD card. It's all about speed and convenience.
That alone could be worth $20 for someone constantly posting online.
Absolutely. And the Wi-Fi enables another powerful feature, remote control via the smartphone app.
Oh, so you can trigger the camera from your phone.
Exactly. Set the camera up on a tripod for a landscape, or get everyone arranged for a group shot, step back into the frame yourself, and use your phone to take the picture or start-stop video recording. Huge creative flexibility.
Very cool. What about the core specs? Resolution.
It matches the Cam Corey at the top end, 4K video, and 64 MP stills.
So you get the highest resolution and the Wi-Fi.
Right. And the sources mention it uses a latest generation CMOS chip.
Does latest generation actually mean anything tangible?
It usually implies better processing, potentially better efficiency, and often better dynamic range.
Dynamic range. That's capturing details in both bright and dark areas.
Exactly, helping to avoid blown-out highlights or crushed, detailless shadows in tricky lighting situations, so potentially slightly better image quality overall, especially in high-contrast scenes.
And does it have the vlogger-friendly design elements?
It does. It brings back that crucial 3.0-inch IPS screen with the 180-degree rotation for self-framing.
Full screen, check.
And it has a built-in microphone designed to capture clearer sound than just a basic pinhole mic might, plus a nice ergonomic touch, a dedicated WT dial.
WT-wide telephoto.
For zoom.
Yeah, for controlling that 16x digital zoom, it's usually a little rocker switcher dial near the shutter button. Much smoother and easier to operate, especially while recording video, than jabbing at separate buttons.
A nice touch. Anything else that makes it stand out?
One more thing the source has highlighted. 247 customer support mentioned by BoFiPoo.
Really? For a $70 camera?
Yeah, that's pretty unusual in the budget space and offers some extra peace of mind if you run into issues. Okay, BoFiPoo. Highest price, $70. But highest satisfaction, 4.9 stars. Ties for highest resolution, 64 MP. Only one with Wi-Fi remote control, great flip screen, dedicated zoom dial, and support. The connected creator's choice.
That sums it up perfectly.
Wow. That's an amazing breakdown of 4 really distinct high-value cameras. Okay, now we need to pull this all together. Let's move into a proper comparison and help people actually choose.
Right, because the best camera really depends on what you prioritize, doesn't it?
Totally. Resolution, price, workflow features.
Yeah.
It's a mix. Let's start comparing specs head-to-head. Resolution versus price first.
Okay. Resolution kings are the Camcari and the BoFiPoo, both hitting 64 megapixels for photos.
Right.
The Deliveroo and the Lacnippy are at a very respectable 48 megapixels. And remember, all 4 do 4K video, so that's consistent baseline quality there.
And price.
Lowest price tier, basically identical. You've got Lacnippy, $49.98, and Camcari, $49.
$50 twins.
Pretty much. Then the Deliveroo sits in the middle at $59.99, and the BoFiPoo is the premium budget choice at $69.99.
So top resolution comes at either the lowest price, Camcari, or the highest, BoFiPoo. Interesting.
Yeah, the features bundled with that resolution differ significantly.
Okay, let's compare screens and connectivity then. The vlogging screen seems critical for many.
If you need to see yourself while recording, your best bets are the Deliveroo and the BoFiPoo. Both have that 3.0-inch, 180-degree, flip-rotatable IPS screen.
And the Lacnippy definitely sacrifices that for its low price and f2.8 aperture.
Correct. The Camcari also doesn't have a flip screen, focusing instead on resolution and its dual camera system.
And connectivity. Only one winner there for wireless, right?
Undisputed winner for Wi-Fi and remote control is the BoFiPoo. If that seamless phone transfer is essential for your workflow, it's really the only choice in this group.
But the others have unique utility features that might be more important to some people.
Absolutely. The Lacnippy has that killer record while charging feature, huge for desk setups or long recordings. The Camcari has that unique dual camera switching for dynamic perspectives, plus it uses that faster MSDC mode for quick USB transfers of those big 64 MP files.
And the Deliveroo, its unique utility is?
The batteries. Coming with 3 batteries total is a massive practical advantage for anyone shooting away from power for extended periods.
Okay, this is super clear now. We have the specs, the unique features, the trade-offs. Let's translate this into direct buying advice. How does someone listening right now pick the right one for them?
Okay, let's break it down. We match the camera's standout feature directly to your likely need.
All right. Who should choose the Deliveroo DC101, the $60 overall value pick?
You should choose the Deliveroo if your top priority is reliability and maximizing shooting time away from chargers. If you're traveling or a busy parent capturing family moments all day, those 3 batteries are gold.
Okay.
You get the essential flip screen, solid 4K 48 MP performance, webcam function, and proven user satisfaction. It's the dependable, long-lasting utility choice.
Makes sense. Now, who should pick the Lacnippy DC402, the sub-$50 option?
Choose the Lacnippy if your budget is absolutely the #1 constraint. You want the lowest possible price, under $50.
Right.
You should also choose it specifically if you plan to use it mainly as a fixed webcam for streaming or long video recordings because of that record while charging capability.
The niche but critical feature.
Exactly. And finally, choose it if you anticipate shooting frequently in challenging light indoors, evenings where that f2.8 aperture will give you the best low light performance in this group, even without the flip screen.
Okay. Moving on to the other sub-$50 camera, the Camcari CVC413S. Who is this for?
Choose the Camcari if image resolution is your absolute #1 priority. If you need that 64 MP detail for large prints or heavy cropping, this is your lowest cost entry point.
Resolution focused.
Right. Also choose it if you want the most complete package out of the box, the SD card, bag, lanyard, everything included. And if that innovative dual camera system for quickly switching perspectives appeals to your video style.
Got it. And finally, who should spend the extra $20 on the BoFiPoo DC103?
Choose the Bofaipu if you identify primarily as a content creator whose workflow revolves around speed and social media. If getting photos and videos onto your phone wirelessly and immediately for editing and sharing is crucial, that built-in Wi-Fi justifies the cost.
The workflow accelerator.
Precisely. Plus, the remote control function adds significant creative options. You also get the top-tier 64MP resolution, the excellent rotating flip screen, and potentially better dynamic range. It's for the creator who values connectivity and convenience above all else.
That is incredibly clear. You can literally pick your priority battery life, lowest price, low light, max resolution accessories, or Wi-Fi workflow, and there's a specific camera tailored for you under $100.
The hardware barrier has well and truly trembled. It's fantastic.
It really is. But, okay, having the tool is one thing. Using it well is another.
Exactly. Now we need to shift focus because honestly, the best gear won't save a bad photo. Let's talk about actually maximizing whatever budget camera you choose.
Right. Turning that $50 or $70 camera into something that produces results people might think came from much more expensive gear. Where do we start? Managing expectations.
Definitely managing expectations and mastering the fundamentals first. The absolute #1 tip. Master the basics first. Don't get lost in the menus immediately.
We mentioned things like ISO, white balance, especially on the camcorder.
Yeah.
It's tempting to dive right in, isn't it?
Super tempting, but resist, at least initially. Start in auto mode. Seriously, get a feel for how the camera handles, how the autofocus works for you, how the zoom feels.
Learn the tool simply first.
Yeah. Then gradually, as you get comfortable, start playing with one new feature at a time. Maybe exposure compensation first, make things brighter or darker. Then try time-lapse. Then maybe explore white balance settings. Don't try to learn everything at once.
Okay, solid advice. Beyond just operating the camera, what's the next fundamental skill?
Composition. This is huge.
Yep.
And it costs nothing to learn.
The art part of photography.
Exactly. Learn the rule of thirds. Placing key elements off-center makes photos more dynamic, but also learn when to break it.
Okay.
Look for leading lines, roads, fences, pathways that draw the viewer's eye into the scene towards your subject. Practice framing, using foreground elements like archways or branches to create a natural frame around your main subject. It adds depth.
And composition is maybe even more important with these budget cameras, right?
Yeah.
Since you can't just swap lenses for a different perspective or depth.
Precisely. You have to work harder with composition to create interest. Use foreground elements to suggest depth, since you won't get super shallow depth of field easily. Play with negative space, empty areas to make your subjects stand out more. Mastering these artistic basics will elevate your photos way more than obsessing over megapixels.
Okay, composition is key. What about the absolute biggest factor in any photography?
Lighting.
It really is everything, isn't it?
It dictates everything. The mood, the clarity, the technical quality. You absolutely must learn to see and use good light. The sources hammered this point home.
So, practical lighting tips for someone using one of these budget cameras.
#1, try, whenever possible, to shoot during the golden hour.
That's early morning and late afternoon.
Yeah, the hour or so after sunrise and before sunset. The light is soft, warm, beautiful, much more flattering than harsh midday sun.
What about midday? Sometimes you have to shoot then.
Midday sun is tough. It creates harsh shadows, especially under people's eyes and noses. Try to find open shade if you can, like under a tree or a building overhang. Or position your subject so the sun isn't directly overhead.
And indoors, or when the light is just flat and dull.
That's where you might carefully use the built-in fill light, like the one on the Deluvulu.
Carefully.
Yeah, don't expect it to light up a whole room. It's meant for close subjects, like filling in shadows on a face during a portrait. Use it subtly. Turn it on, take a test shot, see if it helps or just looks harsh. Often, finding a window for natural light is better indoors.
It really comes back to that core truth you mentioned earlier, doesn't it?
It does. Even the best camera will struggle in poor lighting, while a basic camera can produce stunning results in good light. That tells you where to focus your learning energy. Learn light.
Great advice. We should also encourage people to actually use the features their camera comes with.
Absolutely. Experiment. Practice.
Yeah.
If you got the camcorder with the dual camera, practice switching views smoothly mid-video. Try the continuous shooting mode for action shots. Set up that time-lapse function and see what happens.
All that intuition.
Exactly. The more you shoot, the more you understand your specific camera's strengths and weaknesses, and the faster you'll react to capture moments.
And basic care, right? These aren't built like tanks.
Definitely not. Take care of your investment, even if it was only $50. Use the storage bag if one came with it, like the camcorders. Keep that lens clean. Fingerprints and dust make images soft and hazy no matter the camera.
Good point.
And manage those batteries properly. Keep the spares charged, store them somewhere cool if possible. Basic stuff extends the usable life significantly.
Okay, one last tip. Post-processing. Is it necessary even with budget camera shots?
Oh, absolutely. Don't skip it. You don't need fancy software. Even the free editor on your phone or basic apps can make a huge difference.
Like what kind of adjustments?
Simple stuff. Tweak the exposure slightly, maybe boost the contrast or saturation just a touch. Crop for better composition if you didn't nail it in camera. Straighten horizons. These small edits can take a decent shot and make it look much more polished and professional. It's the final step.
Okay, great tips. Now let's tackle some common questions people might have, especially comparing these to phones. First big one. Can you really use these for something like a serious YouTube channel?
Yes, absolutely. The 4K resolution is totally fine for YouTube standards. If you picked the Deluvalu or Bofaipu, you have the flip screen for vlogging. Honestly, your content ideas, your presentation, your editing, that matters way more than whether your camera costs $70 or $700 starting out.
Use the webcam function to practice streaming too, right?
Great point. Use it for live streams, practice talking to camera. It's a perfect training tool.
Okay, next question. Why not just use my smartphone? Phones have amazing cameras now, 4K video. Why spend $50 or $70 on a separate device?
That's a fair question. Phones are amazing. But dedicated cameras, even budget ones, still offer advantages.
Such as?
1. Often a larger dedicated sensor. That CMOS chip is designed only for photos, videos, often leading to better low-light performance and less noise than tiny phone sensors handling many tasks. 2. Zoom. That 16x digital zoom, while not perfect, is usually far more effective and stable than trying to pinch zoom on a phone screen.
Right, phone zoom usually looks pretty bad quickly.
It does. 3. Dedicated controls. Physical buttons and dials are just faster and more intuitive for changing settings than tapping through phone menus. 4. Ergonomics. Holding a camera shape is generally more stable and comfortable for longer shooting than holding a slippery phone. And 5. Battery life. Using a dedicated camera doesn't drain your phone battery, which you need for, phone calls and everything else.
All very valid points. Okay, what about the megapixel obsession? That 48 MP versus 64 MP difference? How much should people really worry about that?
Honestly, for most people, not much at all. The sources strongly suggest not choosing based on megapixels alone in this bracket.
Why not? Is more better?
The visible difference between 48 MP and 64 MP for everyday stuff, viewing on screens, sharing online, even making standard 8x10 prints is minimal. You'd struggle to tell them apart.
So when does 64 MP actually matter?
Only if you know you're going to be doing very heavy cropping, like cutting out a tiny section of the photo, or if you plan on printing really large, like poster size. Otherwise, focus on the features that impact your actual shooting experience more: the screen, the battery life, the aperture, the Wi-Fi.
Speaking of Wi-Fi, that Bofaipu feature, how essential is it? Is it worth the extra $20 for everyone?
It's only essential if your workflow demands it. If you need that immediate wireless transfer for fast social media posting, or if you really want that remote control capability for specific types of shots, group photos, tricky angles, then yes, it's probably worth it.
But if you're okay with cables?
If you're perfectly fine plugging in a USB cable or popping out the SD card to transfer files later, you can save that $20 and put it towards something else, maybe by choosing the Nippy or Camcorey, depending on your other priorities. It's purely a workflow convenience, albeit a very powerful one for some.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've really dissected this affordable camera market.
It just shows how much the landscape has changed. The power and versatility you get now for under $100 is, well, it's staggering.
The key really is matching those features we discussed. Wi-Fi, 64 MP, flip screen, low light lens, extra batteries, record while charging to how you actually plan to shoot.
Exactly. There's a tailored option for almost any need in this price range now.
We started out saying quality photography doesn't have to break the bank, and I think we've proved that. The hardware barrier isn't just lowered, it's practically gone for getting started with high-quality capture.
Which brings us right to our final thought. Something for you, the listener, to really chew on. The sources kept circling back to this idea. Even the best camera struggles in bad light, but a basic camera can shine in good light. Hardware is just a tool, a lever.
Right. It enables, but doesn't guarantee.
Exactly. So the question for you is this. Now that you know you can get affordable, genuinely capable hardware that fits your specific needs, where are you going to focus your time and energy?
Meaning?
Are you going to spend your limited time chasing the next minor gear upgrade, obsessing over specs? Or are you going to invest that time in mastering the things that really make great photos, understanding light, practicing composition, developing your eye, things that are free to learn and will improve your results regardless of the camera's price tag?
That's a powerful question to end on. The tool is accessible. Now it's about the craft.
Precisely. The camera's waiting. The art is up to you.
An excellent place to leave it. That's a wrap on this deep dive. Thank you for learning with us.